All right, welcome back. I'm going to show you how to install some extensions. Extensions are essentially features that you can add to Google Chrome to make your browsing experience a little bit better for you, depending on what your browsing experience needs to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to load up the Chrome Web Store. Remember to do this. Click on Preferences, Tools, Extensions, browse the gallery, and you're back. Now the reason I show you to go that route is because if you want to add extensions later, that's the fastest way to do it, I believe. So Chrome Web Store, we're going to add extensions. Now we got to think about this. If we're in an online class, what do you think the most valuable extension we can have might be in an online class? Well, I believe it to be a dictionary. I think a dictionary is the key to success, because if you're reading in an online class and you don't know what a word means, you're probably not going to be successful unless you can define it. So go ahead and type in the word dictionary. Now before, remember I said that there were apps and extensions, and we downloaded apps. Now we're just going to download extensions for this video. So the first extension you're going to download is Google Dictionary by Google. So go ahead and click on where it says plus free and add it. Now once you've installed it, in the upper right hand corner this little red dictionary will pop up. Pretty cool. Click on it really quick, and now you will be able to define any word that you find on the internet. You can cut and paste it right there, click define, and Google will define it. Let's go ahead and let's pull one here. Let's pull victorious. Let's pretend we don't know what victorious means. And let's go back over here and let's paste it in here, and now we can define victorious. Triumphant, winning, triumphal, having won a victory, triumphant. Pretty cool. And then there are some examples down there, web definitions that might better help you out, and you can click on the links and they will take you out to those web definitions. Pretty sweet. But the point of an extension is to not have to think when you use it, and it automatically will, show up and help you. Click on the dictionary and click on where it says extension options. Where it says pop-up definitions, make sure there's a checkbox next to display pop-up when I double-click a word, and then make sure there's a check mark next to display pop-up when I select a word or phrase. This is important. Change the trigger key to none, then hit save. Cool, right? Let's go back out here. I'm going to refresh this. And you're going to want to open a new window or open a new tab for this because it takes a second for it to cycle over. Now let's pretend we're reading through this article, Events in 1960. Kennedy wins 1960 presidential election. We come across a word, we just don't know what it means. Or maybe we come across a person, we don't know who they are. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can find a word. Assemblage. Highlight assemblage. And there we go. We find a word on the internet and we don't know what it means. We can now highlight it and get a definition. Assemblage, a collection or gathering of things or people. Let's pretend we don't know how to pronounce it. Hey, Google will teach us how to pronounce the word. Pretty cool. Now what if there's a word in the definition that we don't understand? Pretty cool. You can highlight that word in the definition and it will define it for you. Pretty neat. There we go. So that's how you add the dictionary extension to Google Chrome. This is really cool because you can come across a word or a person or something and you have no idea what it is. John Fitzgerald Kennedy. That name sounds familiar. Oh, that's right. That's former President JFK. Pretty sweet. So that's the first extension I'd like you to add. It's a Google Dictionary extension, Google Dictionary by Google, if I'm not mistaken. It's this one right here, Google Dictionary by Google. Now, another thing that you're probably going to need in an online class is a way to cite your sources, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to have to write a research paper in whatever online class you're in, and you're going to have to cite your sources for it. There are a couple ways that we've done this in the past. I mean, if you go back to the olden days, you would have to go to a library and manually type them up. You can use a word processing program that automatically does it for you, or somewhat does it for you, like Word. Sona Citation Machine is out there, as well as EasyBib. There are a number of other options. But extensions make your life easier. They make your browsing experience as easy as possible, and it really makes surfing the internet as an online student a breeze if you don't have to do as much work on the back end for a task that you're assigned. So what we're going to do is we're going to add something that's really cool. Type in the word cite, C-I-T-E, and the first extension that should pop up is Cite This For Me Webciter. Go ahead and add this. And you'll know it's installed because the little box up here is red, orange, blue, and green. It's a square with a little line in it. But this is going to get really cool really quick. Let's go back over here. We have something loaded up. Let's pretend I'm doing a research paper on the 1960 presidential election, and I want to cite my sources. Well, I can go to OWL, and I can go down my checklist, and I can type them into my program, or I can type them into, my paper that I'm doing, and I can go the old way. Or I can come up here, click on my Cite This For Me extension, click on the format that I need the cite for, which would probably be MLA in most cases, and cite this page. And here we have our citation. Pretty cool. Now, sometimes this isn't always correct. Where it says undefined, undefined, that's an author name. So if you have to go back through and find an author, that's fine. Most of the time you will be able to find an author. But now you have everything else done for you, and it's formatted pretty properly. So that's cool. Let's see if we want to do another one, and we want to cite an APA because we're doing a paper in science. Cite this page, APA, and there we go. The paper's been cited in APA format. You can go back through and find the author, when you're editing it back into your paper. Pretty cool, right? You can now cite web pages just by clicking on a button and having the citation popped up for you. Pretty sweet. Definitely an extension everybody should have. The third thing I'm going to go over, and then I'll probably just stop there and I'll let you browse through extensions and find some other ones, is the fact that in an online class, there's really only one type of note you should be taking, and that is some sort of digital note. In online classes, your notes should be digital. They shouldn't be handwritten, unless, of course, you're sitting for a proctored examination in an online course, whereby at the end of the year you have to go to a testing facility and you can bring your notes. If they allow digital notes, that's one thing. If they don't, then you have to have handwritten notes or typewritten notes, but you can just print them out. Whatever. The point I'm trying to make here is, in the 21st century, when you take an online class, it's important to have notes that meet the needs of the course. And the course is offered online, so maybe your notes should be online as well to help you and assist you at times when you need them. Now, there's a really interesting extension. It's pretty decent. It's not as flashy as some of the other extensions that are out there for note-taking. And that's the best part about it. You remember in the app video, we went through 3 different types of thesauruses. I think that's plural thesaurus. To find one that we liked. There's one out there for notes. And if you use a note thing, that's fine. This one's called Web Notes. Go ahead and type it in. And it's Web Notes by from Idle Developer. Go ahead and add it, and I'll show you why this is really simple and really easy to use. And you'll know it's installed because of the black box that's installed up here in your Chrome browser. Let's go back over here. Find anything you want on the internet, and I'm using this as an example. But once you have the Web Notes installed on your Chrome browser, you can highlight something that you find, right-click on it, and add it to Notes. Pretty cool. You can come over here, find something else, add it to Notes, and set a tag. So let's say you read over this and you want to put it in your own words for your tag, or maybe you want to categorize your notes. I'd maybe put this under American Dream because it's mentioned there. Then what I can do is I can come back over here, and later on I can click on the black box, and my notes are here in my browser. So let's say I have thousands and thousands of notes in an online class, and I want to find something. I don't want to read through 1,000 notes, but I can hit Control F and open up the Find function, or if I'm on a Mac, I can hit Command F, but either Control F or Command F in Chrome, and you can do this in most browsers. But you can load up the Find function, and you can search for something on that page. So I typed in Nixon, and Nixon was highlighted in orange. Pretty cool, right? I can go back through, and I can type in America, and that's where America appears everywhere in my notes. You want to make 21st century notes if you're in an online class, because online classes, for lack of a better definition, are really awesome in the 21st century. So having the notes that meet the demands of the online class are definitely going to be far more beneficial to you. If you had to search through your notes and you did this in your handwritten notes, this would take you maybe 3 minutes to find what you're looking for. But if you have digital notes on your Chrome browser, you can literally just type in a word, hit find, and they're all there for you. The other really cool feature about Web Notes is the tag filter. If you categorize your notes by topics, let's say American Dream or Richard Nixon or something, you can go ahead and you can just click on the category for your notes, and it'll bring up all the notes for that subsection. So I'll give you a little bit better of an example. Let's go ahead, add this to notes, set tag, add note, American Dream. Okay, and let's add one more. We'll just label this one set tag, add notes. New note for history. And I'll give you an idea here about the tags. So you can come back over here to your web notes, refresh. There are all your notes that you have saved, and then your tags. Here are your notes that you have saved on American Dream, and here are your notes, your new notes that you have saved for U.S. history. Pretty cool. So the idea is simple. Extensions are designed to make your life a lot easier. Adding extensions to Chrome will definitely fast track your success in an online course, regardless of the course that you're taking. And there are tons of extensions out there. If you think that you need something to help you be successful in an online course, search through Chrome's web store for an extension that facilitates it. We added a dictionary extension. We added an extension for notes. We added an extension for citing sources that we find for research papers. There are extensions to search through images. There are extensions to search through charts and other notes. There are extensions to do just about anything, really. So it's really up to you to get out there and find the ones that meet your needs. There's even one called Grammarly Lite. Let me go ahead and add that one in for you too, because maybe you don't have a program that does spell check for you, and you're working in your web browser. Grammarly Lite, Smart Spell Checker. Cool. And then this is one where if you're typing, and you'll have to activate this with your Gmail account, but if you're typing, it'll tell you, Chrome does a pretty good job of it too, but Grammarly, what it'll do is it'll tell you if you're typing right or if your grammar is off or anything like that. So it's good for papers that you have to write within the web browser. Ginger, I haven't tried that, but that's up to you. You can go ahead and try Ginger too. So the idea is this: take an opportunity to search through Chrome's web store, find extensions that meet your needs, and I guarantee your online course experience will not be nearly as difficult when you utilize Google Chrome, the extensions, and the apps for Chrome. So in the next video, I'm going to go over how to use the Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Spreadsheet, Google's presentation software. So you now have free versions of all that stuff to utilize as well in your online course. So if you have any questions on this, please feel free to send me an email. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thank you.